Hello students, welcome you all. This is chapter 10, Microbes in Human Welfare, and we're going to continue with the fifth lecture. So in the previous module, we have finished with the microbes in industrial products, right? So in this video, I'm going to discuss the use of microbes in the sewage treatment. Firstly, understand the term. What do you mean by sewage? So sewage, it is nothing but the municipal waste. You can call it to be the municipal waste where the water is containing high levels of organic matter in it, including the human and the animal excreta, the domestic waste, the washing water or the domestic wastes, also dissolved nitrates, phosphates, and biodegradable organic matter in it. And also there are many types of pathogenic microbes present in it. Okay. So chemically, this sewage water consists of approximately around 99% of water and 1% of solid waste, including the organic and inorganic matters in it. So as I told you, the sewage water, it has many microbes which might be both pathogenic as well as non-pathogenic in them, but it cannot be discharged directly into the natural water bodies like rivers, seas, oceans, or the streams directly, right? So what we have to do for this? So before discharge, this sewage water has to be treated, because the dissolved oxygen present in this water, it is completely used up by the microorganisms present in it. So what happens because of this? The amount of oxygen decreases in it, and the demand for oxidation of organic matter increases. Okay, so you might have heard of the term, right? That is biochemical oxygen demand, BOD. So you can see that there will be an increase in the BOD of water. So what is BOD, children? It indicates that the water is highly polluted. BOD, it is nothing but the demand of amount of oxygen required or consumed by the microorganisms. Okay, so if the BOD increases, that shows that the water is highly polluted. Low value of BOD means the water is either normal or it is less polluted by the organic matter. Okay. So what we have to do now is that it is essential to treat this sewage water before it is being discharged into water bodies. So how is this done? So sewage is treated in different sewage treatment plants. Okay, so here in the sewage treatment plants, it is seen that the water is made less polluted. So municipal sewage treatment is generally carried out in two stages. Okay, so one is primary treatment and the second one is secondary treatment. This is very important, children. Remember, that is explanation of the sewage treatment in two steps, that is primary treatment and secondary treatment. So we'll study one by one. First one, coming to primary treatment. So this basically it involves physical removal of the particles. It is a physical process. So here physical removal of the large and the small particles from the sewage is done, and this is also by two steps. That is, one is filtration is done, simple filtration, and the other one is sedimentation. Okay, so here initially the main floating debris in the sense the larger particles which are floating on the water surface, they are removed just by sequential filtration, simple filtration. Then that is, we call it as sequential in the sense it is the in sequence, if you take, that is the first simple step, okay, of treatment of water. Then other particles such as the soil particles and small pebbles, we can call it as grit. Okay, grit means coarse materials. They are removed from the sewage, that is, it is by sedimentation. Okay, so now this concentrated, now whatever solid material we get, that settles down, right? So after removing it, after sedimentation, whatever settles down, it forms the, or it is called as the primary sludge. And the water what you have got now, it is called as the primary effluent. Okay, because the larger particles have been removed, that is called as the primary sludge. Now the water, the larger effluents from the water has been removed, so this is now called as the primary effluent. Now this primary effluent is further taken for secondary treatment. Now this, we'll see what is the secondary treatment. It is also called as the biological treatment. Why? Because primarily here what is involved, it is the microbial activity is involved in this process. So now the primary effluent is made to pass into large aeration tanks. Okay, so whatever you are seeing here, this is called as the aeration tank. So the primary effluent is made to pass through this aeration tank. So this is the inlet of it. Okay, here the effluent is made to pass through inside. Then from there it is constantly agitated, mechanically agitated, in the sense it is what you can say, the water is continuously made to rotate, okay, with the help of the pumps and the mixing blades there, right? So constantly it is agitated. This is a mechanical process, and continuously you can see that air is made to pump in, air is passed inside. Okay, this is the inlet for air. So what happens is, this allows vigorous growth of several aerobic microbes inside, as continuously air is being passed through this. So here inside there is vigorous growth of the microorganisms, aerobic microbes. Okay, so now these aerobic microbes are called as the Phlox. We call them as Phlox. Remember the term for 1 mark. So what do you mean by Phlox, children? Phlox are nothing but they are masses of these microorganisms, both bacteria as well as fungi. So you can see that mass of bacteria as well as the fungal filaments, they grow rapidly inside that aeration tank. So it just forms a mesh like structure. Okay, so here these Phlox actually, that is these microorganisms, what they do is they oxidize that organic matter which is present in the sewage. Okay, so as air is being passed, oxygen is circulated there, as well as microbes grow. So those microbes, they bring about this reaction, oxidation reaction. So what happens automatically, as all that organic matter is being, all that what you can see, decomposition is taking place, the BOD of that wastewater now starts reducing slowly. Okay, so now whatever water we have got now, the effluent which is present now, it is now made to pass into a sedimentation tank. So this is the sedimentation tank, right? Also it is called as the settling tank, right? Sedimentation tank or the settling tank. So now the Phlox, that is the microorganisms, they are allowed to sediment. That is, after all this, they have what they have done now, they have decomposed everything. So the effluent is made to pass through this settling tank. So here those microbes, they are allowed to settle down. It is left as it is. The effluent is left undisturbed in this settling tank, so that all the microorganisms, they settle down. Okay, so this settled material, whatever microbes they have settled down here, now they are called as the activated sludge. Remember these terms, primary sludge. I told you what is primary sludge, children. It is the concentrated material what you had got, which had settled down during primary treatment. Okay, that is after filtration and sedimentation. Next, during secondary treatment, whatever sediments have settled down along with those microbes, that is called as the activated sludge. Fine. Now a small part of this activated sludge, it is made to pump into the aeration tank back. That is the initial tank. Once again, why? Because that has to act as inoculum. Hope you remember during the biological treatment in the aeration tank, right? Continuous agitation is done there. I told you aerobic microbes grow. So how do they grow? Initially some microbes have to be present there, right? So as you prepare milk with the help with the help of milk. So while preparing curd at home, you just put a teaspoon of curd into warm milk, right? So that acts like the inoculum. In the same way, in the aeration tank also there are some microbes which are added initially that acts like the inoculum. So here this activated sludge, which is consisting of those Phlox, it is again taken back or put back. Some part of it is put back into the aeration tank. Okay, that acts like the activated sludge. So this is pumped back, so as I told you. So this acts like the inoculum, right? Next, what happens is the remaining part of this activated sludge, whatever is remaining, it is pumped into large tanks. So a small portion is taken back, and the remaining part, it is removed into the large tanks, and these tanks are called as the anaerobic sludge digesters. Okay, so everything of that sludge is taken into larger tanks called as anaerobic sludge digesters. So this is the digester. Okay, so what happens here now? So this anaerobic sludge, it is taken into this digesting tank, right? So here this tank, it is called as anaerobic sludge digester. Why? Because it is oxygen free. There is no oxygen here, right? So here, as there is anaerobic condition, here anaerobic microorganisms, they are present in this, they grow and they start digesting all that bacteria and fungi, that is the Phlox. Okay, remaining part of the Phlox we have sent here, right? So now those anaerobic microorganisms, they start digesting that bacteria and fungi in the sludge. So during this digestion, the microorganisms, they also digest the organic matter present in that into soluble substances. Okay, and during the process, because of this because of this decomposition what is taking place here, you can see that gas is being produced, a mixture of gases is being produced, such as the methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. Now these gases which are being produced, which are the gases, children? Methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide, they are highly inflammable and these can be used as biogas. So this is one importance, right? So by treating the sewage, you can also get the biogas, right? So finally you can see that the treated sewage effluents, it is finally subjected to chemical treatment, that is for disinfection. Then they are allowed to release into the natural water bodies like the rivers and streams. Okay, so this is the role of microbes in treating millions of gallons of sewage water every day across the globe. Okay, so this method has been practiced since more than a century now also, and almost in every part of the world you can see that the wastewater, the sewage water is treated so that it can be reused. So till today other methodology has not been developed to replace this microbial treatment of sewage. Okay, so the microbes, they play a very important in our day-to-day life. So earlier we could see that only few cities and towns had this sewage treatment plants, but now most of the sewage water of urban and rural areas, it was directly discharged into rivers and streams. So because of this, we could see that there was increase in the water pollution and increase in waterborne diseases. So realizing the importance of these microbes in pollution control, the Ministry of Environment and Forests has initiated for the Ganga Action Plan and the Yamuna Action Plan. Remember this, children. So the Ganga Action Plan, it was launched by Sri Rajiv Gandhi, was the then Prime Minister of India on 14th Jan 1986. So the main objective of this was pollution abatement, that is mainly to improve the water quality. Okay, then at the the plan was taken care in different phases. Then also along with this, the Yamuna Action Plan was launched by the government of India in April 1993 to tackle the water pollution. Okay, so this was mainly to save the major rivers of our country from pollution. So under these plans, National River Conservation Authority has proposed to build a large number of sewage treatment units also across the country. So children, mainly here remember the sewage treatment, the mechanism or the process of treating the sewage water. Okay, hope you have understood the concept here. So in the next module, we'll discuss the next use of microbes, that is the use of microbes in the production of biogas. So thank you very much.